All machines are different. Therefore, it is important to refer to the actual machine's operator's manual for machine specifics prior to use. This inspection should only be done by a trained operator who has either been familiarised with the unit or has been given the time to self-familiarise. See the IPAF familiarisation statement and the employer-nominated person. The operator should be suitably dressed as per a risk assessment and/or specific site requirements. This might include the wearing of a hard hat, suitable footwear, gloves, goggles, etc. Unless the risk assessment states otherwise, it is not normally necessary to wear a harness in a vertical type MEWP. For more information, see the IPAF harness statement at www.ipaf.org. Identify a safe place to do the pre-use checks away from other people, mobile machinery and vehicles, and without the risk of impact with overhead obstructions or power lines. Before work commences, only machines with proof of a current inspection should be used. Check the machine by following a logical order. There are checklists available as a reminder and instructions within the machine's operating manual. Starting with the vertical in the lowered position, working clockwise from the ground controls, visually inspect the machine for damage, cracks, leaks, damaged or missing components, excessive wear and decal condition. First, disconnect the charge wire for any electrical machines. Now check the machine does not function without the key. For example, this can be done by checking the key switch works and that the other controls do not work with the key in the off position or with the emergency stop out. Then, remove the key before proceeding with the inspection. Check the ground for oil under the machine. This can often be the first hint at a potential problem. Check the tyres, remembering that some solid or foam-filled tyres may have a bolt head showing opposite the valve. Check the tyre pressures on pneumatic tyres. Look for cuts, splits, exposed braiding and damage to tread or tyre wall. Look for cracked or damaged rims. Check wheel security by looking for loose, damaged or missing nuts or retainers. There should be no leaking from either side of the wheel hub. Check for loose or bent components, pins and fasteners. Check the steps too for damage or debris. Check the chassis decals and plate for important information and warnings. Look around the pothole protection device for debris and check for damage to the pothole protection bar. Ensure catches and hinges are functioning properly when opened and secure when closed. Check the fuel level is sufficient for the day. Check the hydraulic oil level. The vertical must be fully stowed. Visually check the hydraulic manifold for leaks. Check for loose or damaged or exposed wires. Check for damaged or leaking hoses. Insert the key and turn to the ground controls. Pull the stop out. Check the slope warning device for full free movement and function. Then remove the key and re-engage the stop. Check that any hoses and wires are not loose or in a position where they may become trapped in the scissor pack. Check for leaks, frayed or damaged hoses. Also do this around the base by the main ram later in the inspection. Check the scissor arms for structural cracks, weld cracks, damage and misalignment. Check pivot pins and securing fasteners. Check the wear pads for excessive wear or missing pads. The platform guardrails often fold down for ease of transportation and/or access through low doorways. Therefore, it is important to check all pins, bolts and fasteners carefully. The platform should not be damaged or have cracked welds. Check that the decals are clear and readable, confirming safe working load, maximum persons and wind speed as you do so. Make sure any gates open inwards and that the gates or openings close securely and have not been tied open. Check the machine document holder for the Manual of Responsibility or Operator's Manual and make reference to it as required. Conduct checks to the wheel area as before. Check the chassis base as before. Depending on whether you're using a diesel, electric, gas or dual fuel machine, you will need to do the appropriate checks. Check any radiator coolant level and hoses. Battery checks are essential. This requires the wearing of the appropriate personal protection equipment. Checks should include, in the case of a lead-acid battery, isolating the battery where possible for the check, and removing the tops off all batteries in a well-ventilated area to allow any collected gases to disperse. Then, check the electrolyte levels and top up battery cells if required, as per the manufacturer's manual. Replace the tops, check for battery security, loose connections or corrosion, then close the service compartment and reconnect any battery isolators. Check for damage or leaking hoses and cables. Ensure catches and hinges are functioning properly when opened and secure when closed. The ground controls decals should be clear and visible for each control. Insert key and turn to ground controls. Visually check again for hazards and personnel who might be affected. Start the engine, elevate the scissor pack just sufficiently to engage the scissor prop. Lower the scissor pack slightly using the emergency lower so that the scissor pack is resting on the prop. Then check that the emergency stop works. Leaving the emergency stop in, proceed to visually check for damage or leaks around the hoses, O-ring, pins and retainers, limit switches, structural bolts and welds. Do not reach inside the scissor pack unless the scissor prop has been deployed and engaged. Also check the condition of the bumpers. When satisfied, elevate the scissor pack slightly and disengage the scissor prop. Lower the scissor pack and return to the ground control function checks. Visually check again for hazards and personnel who might be affected. Then restart the machine engine and check all remaining ground controls are fully functional. Then stop the engine, pull the emergency stop out and turn the key to the platform control before proceeding to the platform controls function check. Use 3 points of contact for access to the platform on the steps and through the platform gate. Check the sliding deck has full free movement, is free of debris and locks at set distances. The decals should be clear and visible for each control. Check the engine does not start with the stop in. Then start the engine. Check that the function enable works. This is sometimes foot operated and sometimes hand operated. By moving short distances, check the working of the drive, forwards and backwards, steer, left and right, and brakes. The drive should be high speed with the vertical in the lowered position. To test the pothole protection devices, place an obstruction such as a piece of wood under one of the pothole protection devices. Step into the platform and elevate the machine to 6 feet. Check that the drive function is disabled and then do the same for the other side. Check for overhead hazards and then raise the vertical to check the elevated drive speed is functional. Stop the engine and check the auxiliary power or emergency lower controls. Then restart the engine and check any other vertical functions, remembering to always look in the direction of travel prior to movement. Finally, drive the vertical onto a test gradient as per the manufacturer's manual to check the oscillating axles are functional and the wheels remain in contact with the ground. On machines without oscillating axles, this is also to ensure the slope sensor activates and prevents elevation. Once satisfied, park the machine on firm level ground. Having completed the visual and function tests, the machine should be safe to use. Don't forget to document that you have done the checks. Always refer to the manufacturer's manual for specific machine details. If any defects are encountered, stop the machine, isolate, tag, and report to your supervisor.